Welcome back. The first thing we are going to be doing is joining. We're going to place the lining on the front skirts, and we're going to turn the edges first. So we'll do that to the front, we'll do that to the back. All right, this is the back piece. I'm sorry, this is the half length for the front. So I'm going to join the padded area. That's the bustier area for the front. We're going to do the same to the back. Now the leaf parts, I am going to trim it out first. I'm going to remove it so that, because we're going to be attaching it later on. So I'm going to trace it out, just trace out the patches the way you want it, and I'll be cutting it out. But if the fabric you're working with, if you would not be needing the designs, that's the lace edge, if you're not going to be needing it, you can just go ahead and join your fabric. But for me, since I'll be making use of it just like a design at the top, that's the reason I'm removing it now. Now that we have removed the lace edges, we are going to start by joining the bodies. So now the same way I am joining the main fabric, we're going to join the lining like that as well. The next is to bring the yoke material, that's the net or whatever fabric you are using, turn the neck, then top stitch on one of the fabric. And remember, since it's a veil net we are working with, I am going to trim out the excess, and you have to be careful while doing this so you don't mistakenly cut the main fabric. So you can iron your fabric after joining. The next is to notch the middle, and we're going to notch the middle of the bustier fabric as well. Now bring the two notched parts. You have to bring it together. Starting from the middle, you join to the right and also to the left. You're also going to place the lining. So the main fabric, your yoke, and then the lining follows. So you join from the middle to the right and to the left. So that has been done. Remember to notch this area. Then we are going to top stitch on the lining to keep our lining firm. Next is to close the sides. So just turn the edges with the lining. Then we turn inside out. Here's the back. What you're going to do is place your fabric and your support fabric underneath. Then you place the lining underneath. You turn the neck first, then top stitch on your lining and close the side. So the side and the zipper side, you're going to turn it with your lining. So whatever you have done, do repeat the same on the other side. And then we're going to measure our darts. Remember, we have zipper allowance left. So instead of basic 4 inches for the darts, it now becomes 5.5 inches because of the zipper allowance that we added. Next is to join the base of the back with that of the half length. Now trim out the excess so you can hide the edges. I'm using the lining to turn in the edges of my fabric. So do the same to the other side of the dress. Then you're going to measure your zipper space, leave the inches, and join the remaining fabric all through to the base. All right, so bring the front fabric, the half length and the base join together as well. Then you can cut out a strip of fabric to turn in the edges, or better still, you use the lining on the main fabric to turn in the edges. Just what we have done for the back piece is what we are going to be doing here as well. Looks like we are almost done with our dress in a jiffy. Alright, next is to join the shoulder, then we bring out the shape on the side, and we're going to attach a sleeve. Then if you want to add other accessories like the lace edge that we trim out initially, you had the other accessories like beads, you can add stones, you can add, and you're done with your dress. Of course, you can make this dress in less than a day. Yes, both the cutting and the sewing. Remember, this is the sewing tutorial. If you are watching this and you've not watched the cutting, you need to do that. Watch how to cut. Sometimes the release have tutorial like how to cut and how to sew separately, and sometimes we have both together. It depends on the length of our video. Now what I'm doing is joining the shoulder like I said, and we're going to be bringing out the shape. Okay, let me just explain this for the sake of the beginners. To bring out the shape on your dress, what you need to do, for instance, if bust is 38, and since we are dividing by 2, it's front and back now, so it's going to be divided by 2. So 38 divided by 2 will give us 19 inches. You measure what you have on the main fabric. So if what you have is 22 and you need 19, it means you have 3 inches excess. So what you're going to do is measure 1.5 on the right side and 1.5 on the left hand side. So you do that to the underbust circumference, you do the same to the waist, you do that to the hip as well. Remember, you need to iron as you sew. Make sure you iron to have a neat finish. And if you are yet to subscribe to Kharis Kreations, you need to do that now. You also need to turn on your notification bell for notification. You receive notifications each time a new video is released, so you need to do that if you are yet to do. And if you have questions that you want to ask either on this tutorial or other videos, you can leave it under the comment section. Another thing to pay attention to is while bringing out the shape of your fabric, you have to make sure your lines align. You have to be sure that the joinings aligned. So you pin it down before bringing out your shape. So we are turning it inside out, and whatever sleeve you have cut, you can attach, and that's the end. In my next video, I'm going to release how to do some tips in fashion designing. So go ahead and make yours. Bye.